Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jazz Arranging Class. Today I'm going to share 5 ways you can become a world-class arranger, or at least a better arranger than you are right now. These 5 steps, if done regularly, will undoubtedly help you surpass what you thought was possible in your arranging journey. Number 1. Study and listen to scores. I'm putting this first because it's basic and absolutely essential, even though very few people actually do it. When I was younger, I spent a lot of time studying scores while listening to recordings. I've fallen out of the habit a bit, but I'm making an effort to get back into it now. There's simply no substitute for hearing a chart while following along with the written music. This is one of the things I try to do on this channel. Create videos that show the score while the music plays along with specifics of what is happening in the music. I like to point out what's happening in the chart at any given time. When you study a score, don't just listen passively, focus on specific sections and analyze them. Pay attention to what's happening in the foreground, the middle ground, and the background of the chart. This approach trains your ear and sharpens your understanding of how each section operates within the band. It also helps you grasp how different instruments and sections sound in various registers, how different voicings work, how instrument pairings or couplings create unique textures within the band. I'm fairly certain that every great jazz arranger and composer has spent time studying the music that came before them. Number 2, set a goal to write just 8 measures a day, 5 days a week. Like anything else you'd like to master, arranging requires consistent practice. There's no shortcut around that. I actually did an entire video about my friend Frank Mantooth, who managed to write 12 big bands at least per year simply by staying consistent. Frank used to tell me that his secret to writing 10 to 12 big band charts per year was to make sure that he completed at least 8 measures per day. It doesn't seem possible, but after he told me that, I did the math. A link to that video is in the description. You will find that the hardest part is just getting started, and really that's half the battle. Writing 8 measures per day might take you 5 minutes or it might take an hour, but by setting a small, manageable goal, you create a habit of consistent writing. Think about Isaac Asimov. He actually wrote and edited over 500 books in his lifetime. The only way he accomplished that was by sitting down and writing every single day. The same principle applies here. If you commit to writing just 8 measures per day of music, you'll see an enormous improvement in your skills and your output will soar. Your skills, creativity, and your confidence as an arranger will transform over that period of time. Number 3, transcribe arrangements from recordings. The first step is to lay out the form of the arrangement. Once you have the form mapped out, transcribe the lead lines. After the lead lines are in place, work on figuring out the harmonies behind them and then just fill in the blanks. When I first started arranging for big band, I would transcribe lead lines from Glenn Miller records and then try to fill in the voicings as best I could. At the time, my knowledge was limited to basically 1, 3, 5, 7 chords and major 6 chords, but because the style of those charts were not overly complex, I was surprised at how close I could get to the original sound. I still remember bringing those charts to a local community big band. I was just a high school student, maybe a sophomore or so, but the musicians in the band were really supportive. They even let me join the band as a member soon after. I think I still have those badly copied charts tucked away in a box somewhere in my attic. This exercise of transcribing big band charts is really invaluable. Yes, it can be time-consuming and sometimes frustrating, especially when you're stuck trying to figure out a tricky voicing or a section. But the effort is absolutely worth it. Transcribing arrangements not only sharpens your ear, but it also gives you hands-on experience in understanding how really good charts are put together. Number 4, write original new tunes over standards chord changes. This one is a great exercise in creating melodies and improving your line writing in general. By writing new melodies over existing tunes and their chord changes, you have the opportunity to sharpen both your tune and phrase writing skills. I've done this with a number of combo charts at pdfjazzmusic.com and they have sold fairly well. After you write a new melody over an existing tune and its chord changes, try arranging it for a small group of, say, 3 or 4 horns and rhythm section. Keep in mind that chord changes are not copyrightable, so any tune you write can be all yours. Your arrangement over that new tune can be sold to others to enjoy as well. Arranging small group charts is a terrific way to hone your big band arranging skills as well. I've probably done 200 combo charts over the last 10 to 15 years, and I know for a fact that it's helped me in all aspects of arranging for big band. Because combo charts have fewer elements than a 17-piece ensemble, the time it takes is less than a big band chart, and you're also forced to do more with less. Number 5. copy out scores by hand. Now I know this one might sound painful, especially with how easy it is to use computer notation programs like Sibelius, Finale, and others, but I promise if you take the time to literally copy out an entire big band score by hand, you'll learn and internalize far more techniques than you ever thought possible. It's said that J.S. Bach used to copy scores by hand at night by candlelight, and that's what ruined his eyesight. While you don't need to go to that extreme, there's something invaluable about slowing down the process. When you physically copy a score by hand, you give your brain the time to absorb every technique, voicing, span, weight, and density happening in the arrangement. This process forces you to engage with the chart on a more deeper level. It's not just about seeing the notes on the page, it's about internalizing the arrangement to the point where the techniques almost become second nature. It's like osmosis. Copying scores by hand might seem tedious, and it is, but it's one of the best ways to learn from the master writers of jazz. You'll develop a greater understanding of their choices, and you'll really gain insights that are more difficult to pick up any other way. So there you have it. Those are my 5 favorite ways to become a world-class arranger, or at least a better one. Let me know in the comments if you have any techniques or exercises that have helped you improve your arranging or compositional skills. I'd be interested in hearing them. Thanks for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe to the channel if you found some value here. Until next time, keep on writing.